Okay, grade 3s. Today we get to do some super easy math. Yay! We are getting to multiply by 1 and 0. And I'm just going to read what it says right here. Any number times 1 is the number itself. And example. Whenever you see the multiplication sign, I want you to say groups of. Instead of just multiplication, say groups of. So 7 groups of 1 equals. So I have to draw a picture here to show you of 7 groups of 1. So this is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is 7 ones. And 7 ones is equal to 7. If I had 7 groups of 1, I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So any number times 1 is the number itself. So 7 groups of 1 is equal to 7. I'm going to show you a couple examples. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so I am going to just make this little box bigger so you can see the work. I'm going to do my work over here. I've learned that it's much easier to do that than to write on the slide. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So the first thing it says right here is write an addition sentence for the multiplication 4 groups of 1. So I've got 4 groups of 1. So now that means I'm going to make an addition sentence. So I have to do 4 groups of 1. So 1 group of 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. I could have made a picture to show. Here's 4 groups, and there's 1 in each group. And what does that equal? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I've got 4. Whatever might have been in those groups. Sorry about that. Okay? Could have been 4, a cherry in each group, a cookie in each group, a horse in each group. But 4 groups of 1 is going to be 4. The number, it doesn't change. These are one of the easy multiplication questions. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The next one says, can you write addition sentences for these products? So there's a few more here. I would like you to try to do this on your own. So you could pause the video and then do it. I'll just write out, I'll get started here. 3 groups of 1. Remember, say it that way. 7 groups of 1. And then I want you to draw out the addition sentence that would be. Okay, pause the video and then do it and then come back. And I'll show you if you got it right. Okay, good. You guys should have done your addition sentence out. So 3 groups of 1 would be 1 group of 1 plus 1 group of 1 plus 1 group of 1. 1, 2, 3, which equals 3. Here, 7 groups of 1. 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 7 groups of 1, and that's equal to 7. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus that equals 7. Did you get it right? If you did, give yourself a pat on the back. All right, good job. Sorry, just trying to. There we go. Okay, so remember, multiplication is fast adding. And we're writing it out to show you the addition sentences, but you don't have to do that all the time. Because it's pretty easy if it's 3 groups of 1 like this. 3 groups of 1 is 1 plus 1 plus 1, and that equals 3. That's not too hard. But what happens if the question is 100 groups of 1? Am I going to do 100 No, but I can just know anything times 1 is the number stays the same. So 100 groups of 1 is 100. 100 groups of 1 is equal to 100. 33 groups of 1 is equal to 33. The number doesn't change. 333 groups of 1 is equal to, yeah, 333. Any number times 1 is going to stay the same. So it says at the bottom, any number times 1 is the number itself. That's all you need to know for that one. Okay. So I'm going to give you a few to practice here. It says 6 groups of 1. So on a piece of paper, you can write out these 6 groups of 1, 15 groups of 1. Probably don't even need to write these out. Oops, that's C. A, B is over here. 8 groups of 1. 25 groups of 1. 125 groups of 1. Oh, and there's a bonus. It's a super hard one. 1,000 groups of 1. Okay. Let's go. 6 groups of 1 is 6. 8 groups of 1 is 8. 15 groups of 1, 15. 25 groups of 1, 25. 125 groups of 1. Okay, now the hard one, 1,000 groups of 1. Only those people who are really smart are going to get this one. 1,000 groups of 1 is equal to 1,000. Good job. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Okay, so I want to show you this little array, and we've shown these before. So if I was to write a multiplication sentence for this array, each of the rows is I'm going to call the group. So how many groups is there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would write 5 groups of, and how many are in each group? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 5 groups of 3. Now this one down here, how many groups is this one? Oh, 3 groups of, and there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 groups of 5. All that really happened is this thing got turned sideways. Is there more dots or less dots in either of those? No, it didn't change. It just moved sideways. So instead of being 5 groups of 3, this is 3 groups of 5. But with multiplication, it doesn't matter which way the numbers are. The answers will be the same. Okay? So 5 groups of 3, if you can count by 5s, 5, 10, 15. And 3 groups of 5, same thing, 15. So it's easier to count by 5s than by 3s, I think. So either way, I'm counting by 5s. You're always going to get 15. Because it doesn't matter which one comes first in multiplication. All right. So now I'm going to show you these. This just looks like a row of dots. So that's why it's a little maybe confusing. I don't know. I don't think it's confusing. So we got one row of dots going that way and one going this way. So what would the multiplication be for this one? This is the rows. So how many groups? There's one group of 3. One group of 3. This one, there's a group, there's a group, there's a group. So that is 3 groups. One group, 3 groups. We've got 3 groups, but how many are in each group? Only 1 in each group. So one group of 3 is the same as saying 3 groups of 1. And the answer is the same too. So one group of 3 is 3 dots. 3 groups of 1 is also 3 dots. Okay, so on your page in the book, that's page 185 in book 3.1, they're just showing you what I've already talked about. 3 groups of 1, you write your answers. And here they're showing 1 times any number is the number itself, or any number times 1. So it doesn't matter if the 1 is first or after. It could be 3 groups of 1 or 1 groups of 3. Same thing. Down here, they're giving you a bunch of questions. Some are adding and some are multiplying. So just look carefully at the operation in the middle. Is it adding or multiplying? Don't get them mixed up. That's the only thing there. And that's the end of that page. Then we're working on multiplying by 0. Okay, so now we're doing multiplying by 0. And the first question here says, write an addition sentence for 5 times 0. So remember, always, instead of saying times, say 5 groups of 0. All right, well, if I have 5 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's nothing in any of them, then what do I have? There's nothing in this one. There's nothing in here, nothing. I could make a 0, or I could just show you there's this blank space there. There's nothing in there. So 5 groups of nothing is nothing. 9 groups of nothing equals nothing. 0 is nothing. If I have a group of $0, I don't have any dollars. If I have a bowl and I have 0 fruit in it, I have 0 fruit. I could have 50 fruit bowls and have 0 fruit in all of them, and I have no fruit. So anything times 0 is 0. That's all you need to know for that. Anything times 0 is 0. Any groups of 0, you have 0. In the book, they're going to ask you to do a few things just to show how to get to 0. It's just good practice for your multiplication. So up here, we have multiplying by 0, 19 groups of 0. You know what it is. 183 groups of 0. You know what it is. Then they have this little chart here. And I think they're just demonstrating I could have 5 groups of 2. And 5 groups of 2 is 10. 5 groups of 2 is 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 5 groups of 2. 4 groups of 2 is 8. 3 groups of 2 is 6. And then you just continue down. What are you doing? You're subtracting 2 each time because you're doing 1 less group of 2. Now it's groups of 5. 5 groups of 5. So I count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's my first number. 5 groups of 5 is 25. And then what's 4 groups of 5? And I'm taking away 5. 3 groups of 5. See, every time I'm taking 1 group away. And then I get down to 0 groups of 5. Then they have here multiplication questions. It doesn't matter if you say 0 groups of 25 or 25 groups of 0. No matter which way it's written, it's always going to be the same. If it's got a 0 in it, you got nothing. Here, there's a bunch of questions. Sometimes they're adding, sometimes they're multiplying. They're just kind of testing to see if you're noticing. You got to pay attention to the operation. And here, put the same number in each box. Write 3 different answers. Put the same number in each box. Write 3 different answers. So you could put, let's say we put 2. 2 groups of 1 equals, put a 2 here, 2 groups of 1 equals, oh, I guess you're writing the same number in this box, these two, then the same number in these two, and the same number in these two. Yeah, that's right. Not the same number in all of these boxes. That's what I thought at first. Sometimes these questions can be confusing, can't they? All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope that helps you. Talk to you later. Bye.